feels like freedom. The ideology of sin, we no longer need it.
Hey y'all. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and you are tuned in to Kingdom Things Podcast with me, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah, the Jewish culture widely awaited Mashiach, the Hindu culture prophesied Kalki. Full circle moment alert. So are you. Why Ashley? Thank you for asking this question. But I have in me, you have in you. What you have in you, I have in me. We are all authentic frequential patternings, dimensions. We are all authentic frequential patternings or dimensions of the oneness of all things, the Most High, Shekinah, Elohim, Hashem, Prime Source, God, Allah. Having a human experience in order to grow and evolve the oneness of all things, Hashem, Shekinah, Elohim, God, Allah, Prime Source, and to more of infinite potentials. Within Kingdom Things Podcast, I channel energies and messages from the oneness of all things, or Hashem, or God, Shekinah, the Most High, Allah, Prime Source, from my soul space, from my Akashic record, in order to assist with this time, the rapture, biblically prophesied rapture, or the second coming of Christ, or the Mayan Hopi prophesied fifth world, new world. Many other prophecies, this time, this space in creation, in humanism and the human culture. What's happening within humanism, the human culture, is a reverberation corresponding to what's happening in all of divine creation, all of God's creation. This time has been prophesied in many dimensions, as many dimensions of creation within our humanism alone. A time where we are awakening to the remembrance that we are one with all things, that we are divine potentials manifested as human beings of planet Earth, in order to have this beautiful human experience, to create human culture, to add to the potluck, the evolution of existence of all things, of infinite potentials. The divine wants to see, what do we create? Which brings me to the human dharmic purpose. We were created to be the mirror of the divine, or limitless potentials in the tangible, limitless potentials with the illusion of finite, limitless potentials with the illusion of dimensionality, limitless potential with the illusion of form, in order to journey our realities, our existence, our humanism, with an inquisitive disposition, in order to come into greater dimensions of balance or equilibrium, balancing out our limitless potentials, our infinite nature, into new dimensions of equilibrium, happiness, wellness. We were created to be happy. We were created to be wellness. We were created to be balanced. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things Podcast, call to action. Sit with yourself for 1 hour a day, every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, hey self, what do I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness of my limitless potential? Not only greater conscious awareness of my limitless potential, but what do I need to know to be universally aligned for the wellness and balance of myself, of my ancestral history, for the upliftment and rejuvenation of all things? Wait for the answer, because they will come. Principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in our reality is a projection, manifestation of the energies in which we are. Like hearkening back to the reference of just a moment ago, being inquisitive about our life, having an inquisitive disposition about our existence, our realities. Our reality is a manifestation of our energies, our existence, having an inquisitive disposition about the self. Hey, so what is, I saw this in my reality today. What is it supposed to teach me about myself? I feel like this. What is this supposed to teach me about myself? Wait for the answers, because they will come. We all have our unique lingo with the universe, the oneness of all things, as authentic frequential patternings, as varied patternings. We have an authentic frequential lingo with existence that corresponds to our energetic embodiment at any moment. Wait for the answers, because they will come. I channeled within the podcast installments called Frequential Patterning Part 1. I'm going to link Frequential Patterning Part 1 as well as Frequential Patterning Part 2 below on the reference content. A channel within the podcast, Frequential Patterning Part 1, from the soul space. There are an infinite number of energies in creation to experience. And there are an infinite number of ways to perceive the infinite number of energies in creation to experience. And energy is a paradigm. There are an infinite number of paradigms within creation. What am I saying? Be patient with yourself. Let's be patient with ourselves as we are awakening to our infinite potentials. It is a journey, not a race. It is an experience, not a destination. It is love. Evolution is love. experiencing new dimensions of the self in order to learn, garner wisdoms, and be a part of the expansion and growth and evolution of wisdom or infinite potentials, being patient and compassionate with ourselves and others, by understanding that we're all on our own unique journey. There's no right or wrong way to do this evolution. There only is what is. And I channel from the soul space. Whenever divine creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. What am I saying? Whatever is, when it is what is needed. What is, when it is what is needed for the evolution of all things. The time in our gestational phase or our amnesiac phase as human beings of planet Earth, when we fell out of frequential patterning, out of alignment, frequential patterning, fell out of energetic alignment, fell out of the frequential patternings of the understandings of the wisdoms of the energies that have the thought patterns, the understandings that we are one with all things, that we are infinite potentials having a human experience in order to grow and evolve all things. That amnesiac gestational phase of ours was a part of the makings of us. It's what we needed to be prepared, to be evolved, to be refined, divinely aligned, to be infinite potentials in the physical, to be the biblically prophesied perfect human, to be the divine human, to be Homo Galacticus, divine galactic being, galactic remembrance and beyond, embodying energies of the galactic creation and beyond, to utilize those wisdoms from the energies of our embodiment to co-create our reality. The oneness of all things, the divine says, we already decided as a collective, and the masses as a creation, we need a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. Disease, death, war, famine, poverty. We're all a part of the makings of us. Our gestational phase. The divine says now we need a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. This is the Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 prophecy. The Most High, the divine, the amalgamation of the sentience that is the energy of all things, or the Most High, Shekinah Hashem, says by the year 2033, we will be in the energy of consciousness expansion, spiritual evolution, to understand that we are a human culture with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, no poverty, world peace. As again, disease, death, war, famine, poverty were part of the makings of us to craft experiences that emit energies, that create energies that are wisdoms to learn, glean, and grow from, to create more divinity, infinite creation, wisdoms, evolution. A human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty by the year 2033. Through our consciousness expansion, through this mass awakening we're having as a human culture of planet Earth. Which brings me to the Kardashian Kingdom Things Podcast, Kardashian Scale Prophecy. If you're not aware of what the Kardashian Scale is, the Kardashian Scale is, I wasn't aware until recently when I used my extrasensory perception, shaman mama capabilities, multidimensionality, psychic abilities, ESP, to connect with different dimensions of myself, to being inquisitive about the self, to grow and evolve my energy, my presence on the within my existence on the planet, within creation. I had a telepathic, multidimensional conversation with a 10th dimensional collective, 10th dimensional being collective, and we were healing together, healing different things of humanism, and I could perceive that I was helping them learn and grow themselves. And they were like, "Hey, I should look up the Kardashian Scale." And I looked up the Kardashian Scale, and what the Kardashian Scale is, it is a paradigm channeled by an astronomer, a paradigm channeled by the astronomer Kardashian. And it's a way to gauge the evolution of a galactic civilization based off of the amount of energy based off the amount of its own energy the galactic civilization is able to harness and utilize towards its evolution. The divine says in 10 years, human culture, planet Earth, we will be a type 2, type 3 Kardashian scale civilization. And the 10th dimensional civilization said, "Hey, Ashley, when it comes to the paradigms of what's inside of the Kardashian scale levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, don't be so stuck on what you're going to find within a type 2, type 3 civilization. just bask in and take joy out of the fact that we were all, every dimension of creation, every infinite dimension of infinite creation, we're all created to grow and evolve. Creation has a benevolent disposition to continue to grow and evolve infinitely. So just take joy out of the fact that your existence creates evolution, and that we are all created to grow and evolve every dimension of creation. And humanity, we are truly one energy. The divine says 10 years, we need a type 2, type 3 human culture, type 2, type 3 Kardashian scale human culture, planet Earth. You're like, Ashley, I'm familiar with Kardashian scale. And that is, how are we going to do that? Do this. You know what? I felt the same way. I had the same sentiments on the inside because we're one energy, baby. I felt the same way. I'm going to link below within the Kingdom Things podcast reference content within the description of this video. The Kardashian scale 1,000 year prophecy. It was 1,000 years. And I was healing, climbing, growing in the spirit. And Divine said, baby, 10 years. Make it 10. Make it 10 years. I'm going to link the Kardashian scale 1,000 year prophecy below in the Kingdom Things podcast reference content in the description of this video, as well as the Kingdom Things podcast meetup with the ancient Mayan ancestors. That's where I got the epiphany. I was fed the divine revelation of how we're going to be a type 2, type 3 civilization in 10 years. Ashley, who are you communicating with when you channel all of these informations? The dimensions of infinity. There are actually other civilizations of heightened consciousness beings and civilizations that dwell within the portal that is this planet. And they share these informations because they have heightened awareness of heightened spiritual awareness, so they can read into the future just like we can. When we have visions and dreams, that's us looking into the future. It's all about our dedication to feeding these visions and dreams with our energy in order to experience the visions and the dreams in our tangible reality. So I'm communicating with other multidimensional beings, entities, energies that dwell within the portal of this planet and beyond, because everything is quantumly connected to be able to perceive the future timelines that are truly now. We live in a reality with a perception of solidity, sequence. So we get to live our reality through the paradigms of time and space, where we're living our reality sequentially, right? Step by step by step by step. Everything's truly happening now, but we get to live sequentially, step by step by step by step. So these other heightened consciousness, other multidimensional beings and civilizations within the portal that is our planet and beyond say, hey, we're looking into the future. Y'all are going to be a type 2, type 3 civilization in 10 years. Y'all going to have no death, no disease. Y'all going to understand y'all consciously create your reality. Y'all are awakening to your divine presence in which you always are. You're coming out of your amnesiac slumber and remembering your spiritual awareness, your spiritual gifts, your connection to all things that you've always harnessed on a soul level. And y'all gonna understand y'all are human culture, planet Earth, with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty by 2033. And I say to myself, what a wonderful world. You're watching the Kingdom Things podcast meetup, where I channel entities, energies, ancestral forces, principalities, the divine in its infinite ways in which it shows up transcendentally, as the ancestral forces are connected with myself, with the intention to share wisdoms and our healing energies to assist us as we're awakening in the masses, to remembrance that we're one with the ancestral forces, the principalities, the Most High, the energies, the ancestral forces. I also have audio style Kingdom Things podcast episodes where I'm living my life and I get downloads. I'm living my day-to-day life. I get downloads from the divine, from the oneness of all things, from the ancestral forces, from the many dimensions of creation, and the ancestral forces, the many dimensions of creation are like, hey, Ashley, record this in your voice memos and add it to the podcast. And I amalgamate those audio voice memo clips. And that's how you'll get the audio style Kingdom Things podcast episodes. Nonetheless, it's all channeled. And then I have lecture style where I'm sitting and I'm in front of the camera and I'm channeling nonetheless, but I have my eyes open. I'm not traditionally transcendentally channeling with my eyes closed. And other content on the channel as well. We have the Kingdom Things podcast, Goddess Talk Comedy Edition, where I do, I set the intention to heal through energies, heal and uplift and like, baby, transmute energies of our humanism that we no longer need. Some tough subjects and topics that tough subjects and topics that we have to face in order to transmute these energies to create something different. A human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. These are also energies in which the divine says you don't need any more for your evolution. Pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking were manifested to keep you running from yourselves, humanity, because you all hold these energies. They were actually in the bedrock of the foundation of your humanism. We no longer need it. How? Because it's a part of our ancient culture to practice these things: pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. Now that we have awakened on a soul level to our limitless potentials, and we face these energies to garner the wisdoms. Oh, this is supposed to keep us asleep, to prepare us to be massive, limitless potential energies in our monad, in our bodies, in the way we show up in reality. Each human, all 9 billion human beings on the planet. This experience of sex trafficking, human trafficking, pedophilia was to keep us asleep in gestation, to prepare us to be this massive force in creation. We were created to be unconditional love. I didn't say it in the human direct purpose. I normally do. We were created to be unconditional love, or the understanding that principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in our reality is a mirror of our own energy, to grow and evolve our creation, ourselves, the oneness of all things. We were created to be compassionate, the understanding that every way that we show up is for our evolution, and that we are one. So what our neighbor had, the energy that our neighbor holds, or what our neighbor is doing, it's a manifestation of a dimension of ourselves to teach us about ourselves. Again, being inquisitive. We don't have to, if we see something in our reality that we don't want to experience, it's just something I don't prefer. We're able to drop into our heart space. Hey, soul, what is this supposed to teach me about myself? Oh, actually, this and this is supposed to help me to learn about this. There was a lifetime over here when this happened. This is a cocoon from over here. Cocoon is a Hebrew word meaning rectification. It's an energy from a past life. You needed to square this up. I'm glad you asked. Now you're free. You don't have to experience this. And you can be the remedy. You could be an energetic remedy that emits the wellness, the balance, the antidote, the cure for whatever it is that you inquired about in your reality that you no longer wanted to experience. Goddess Sings Comedy Talk Edition. I channel comedy bits to help heal, be the wellness for these tough subjects that come from our human culture that we've evolved out of. It's just, again, it's a sequential reality in which we live in. Energetically, it's healed, but sequentially, we're playing out the energy of the wellness that is no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. We're playing this energy out sequentially in our reality with a paradigm of solidity. We get to. This is the Kingdom Things podcast meetup, where I transcendentally channel dimensions of the infinite dimensions of the infinity of energies, the oneness of all things, Shekinah, Hashem, the Most High, Allah, Prime Source. Today we're channeling the Druids. I heard the energy inside. Bum, bum, bum. The Druids. No disrespect to the Druids. I've done a lot of healing work. I do a lot of shadow work or internal work where I share a call to action, like hone my energy, and I'm inquisitive about myself to grow and evolve. Ashley, how did you turn into the person that you are? It's been evolution. To become as consciously aware as I am today, it's been a process of evolution and paradigm shifts and consciousness expansion and loving myself unconditionally through the whole thing. I was catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening, my story. I was catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey when I was brought into contact with an individual in which my soul said, hey, Ashley, this is going to be your husband. When I was 9 years old, I got the divine revelation, hey, Ashley, this is going to be your husband. I lived my life through the heart space. So I was guided with this on my heart. I was guided to lead a life that eventually brought me back into contact, physical, conscious contact with this person in the tangible reality through social media. On DM, direct message. 2018, my soul was like, hey, Ashley, stop dating. Go celibate. I have a long history of dating. And I really wanted to wait till it's really not, babe, we're one energy. I was going to say it's not nobody's business. It might be a little TMI, right? This might be a little TMI, but we're one energy, babe. If to heal, we got to reveal. To heal, we got to reveal, right? What happens in the dark must come to the light to heal it up. I really wanted to practice abstinence. It was on my heart since I was a kid to practice abstinence. And wait till I was married to engage in sexual activities. But the divine was like, hey, Ashley, I needed you to experience some things, because when I led you to awaken to your spiritual awareness, your spiritual identity, you would be lost, because you wouldn't have the experience in this lifetime, conscious awareness in this lifetime, to remember how the energy paradigms of humanism works. So I needed you to experience what you experienced. And when I tell y'all, everything that happens is for a reason. So it's not being afraid to live. But I've been able to perceive how everything is divinely orchestrated. Again, like I said, I went away till I was married to have sexual intercourse. It's just these little, it's just like the smallest focusing of your energy and thought patterns that'll cascade you into a timeline to have you have an experience. I've had 3 consensual, adulting, sexual partners, 3 gentlemen. And it's reflecting and introspecting on the partnerships that we have, understanding they were showing us dimensions of ourselves. And dimensions of ourselves in which we no longer need to hold on to. We can let that loop go. We can let that karma go. We can let that chain go. Let this chain go. Because, we want our promised land. We are in the age of our promised lands. And our promised lands we're in our promised land truly. But the age, because everything that happens is to grow us into more. And we're awakening to the fact that we're one with all things, and we have the power, we create our realities. We have the power to create our realities. We always have. Reflecting and introspecting on the partners we've had, the situations we've experienced, to say to ourselves, oh, I no longer want to experience this. I'd rather experience this soul. The universe is going to say, you got it. You got it. Order up. Order coming up. I was catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey. When my soul was like, hey, in 2018, hey, Ashley, go celibate. We're going to bring your person in. Catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey. 9-10 months later, my soul was like, hey, DM this gentleman on Instagram. I did. We came into contact. Baby, one of those things, you focus your energy, you're going to have an experience. You focus that energy, you're going to have an experience. Baby, I had an experience that was always intended to catalyze me into remembrance that I am one with all things. I lost my car. COVID started. I lost my apartment. COVID started. I lost my apartment. I lost my car. I moved back in with my mother. All of it was divine intervention. None of it was bad. 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 My soul was like, hey, Ashley, doing healing work. This happened in 2021. 2020, 2021. My soul was like, hey, Ashley, we needed you to quit that job because you were going to get in a car wreck on your way to work, a horrible car wreck on your way to work, because you were just so dense and so far removed, so out of alignment with your authentic frequency or your soul's energy, that you were going to reset your experience, or the karmic loop. You're going to reset your experience. Whenever we manifest death, whenever anyone dies, it's a manifestation of the soul to try again. Try to come back in and remember who you are and the divine and your most heightened potentials. It's time to celebrate, because we're at a time where we don't have to die. Our souls don't have to leave our vessels to become anew, to rejuvenate, to remember who we are. We're all having bouts of Tatori, or spontaneous spiritual remembrance, where we are awakening to the remembrance that we are one in the divine. This experience has taught me, twin flame journey, divine counterpart journey, has taught me to the remembrance that I'm one with all things, and that I'm whole within and of myself. And every human paradigm that says that I need a person outside of myself, I need a thing outside of myself, I need a place outside of myself to be happy, to be wellness, to be balanced, to have, is a distortion. A distortion that was intended to create evolution, experience, culture, differences, the expounding upon infinite potentials. I have paradigms within inside of myself that are like, but I want the perfect career, but I want the perfect marriage, but I want to have kids, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. These thought patterns are spawned from the distortion, because we truly don't have to ponder or worry about living the most abundant promised land reality dream. We're in a dream, God, y'all. We're in a dream. This creation is thought patterns, waveforms that come from the evolution of us, the makings of us, of our soul's history, our energetic embodiment, our soul's history. I channeled Humans Ashamed of Being Human plus Galactic Creation, where I shared the information that I'll link it below in the description of this video. Our manifestation, our beingness, is a manifestation of our soul patterning. The energy of our soul manifests our existence. We're in a dream where we awaken from new dimensions of the dream to come into new dimensions of the dream, or we expand our consciousness to evolve, to assist in evolving and growing our soul, our energy. And our soul and our energy is a contribution to the oneness of all things, or creation, or infinite creation, or God, or Allah, Shekinah, Hashem. As we grow and evolve, we awaken to new dimensions of the dream, or expand our consciousness, our spiritual awareness. We grow and evolve our soul energy, which assists with growing and evolving infinite creation, Hashem, God, Allah, or all things. We don't have to ponder whether or not we're going to be able to amass a beautiful dream. We only have to be our authentic frequency and focus our energy and our thought patterns in the places and spaces that ring true to the dream in which we prefer to realize and contribute to existence, because the dreams in which we realize contributes to the evolution of all things. I needed this, baby. I needed this right here. I'm channeling, right? I needed this because I need to be responsible. I channeled the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It's literature in which help jumpstart, activate me into greater remembrance, or awakening to new dimensions of the dream, or expanding my consciousness, my conscious awareness of the self, or the oneness of all things. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Sit down, we're going to channel these books for you, through you, to you. 3-part book series is now available in the Amazon bookstore. The links are below. I say this to say, I feel like I have a responsibility to no longer perpetuate, or to offer a new perspective to the work that I have contributed to existence, In the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, the first 2 parts are Asia's story. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. Y'all know the synopsis? She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school, Manhattan Prep. She goes through a lot of existential crises which help her awaken to different dimensions of herself, to create a dream that reflects her awakening to different dimensions of herself. And in her dream, she remembers who she is in her existential nature. She is able to manifest, co-create career that allows for sustainability in this realm, this dimension of creation, the way we do reality. And there's nothing wrong with the way we do reality. I was walking yesterday and some ancestral universal forces came through and said, hey, Ashley, welcome home. Thank you for coming home. At the same time, don't disparage where you are, your reality, your existence, your dream. It's sacred. This and that. Yes, you have disease in your reality, imbalance in your reality. But understand that disease, that imbalance is an opportunity to create evolution. Within existence, you exist. You are, you be. This and that, it's sacred. Enjoy your experience. Heal at the same time. Heal and grow and evolve. But enjoy your existence. Don't be pessimistic. Don't be disgruntled. Don't have a begrudging disposition towards your evolution. You exist. Welcome home. Enjoy your realm. Your reality. Asia's apex joy comes from her career, her sustainability in her reality, her realm, marriage to her twin flame. And these are all things that I desire as well. But they're things that I'm releasing into universal evolution, universal ordering. We're like, God, the divine universes, whenever this is ready for me, whenever Ashley needs to be married to her divine counterpart, baby, bring it on in. Whenever the universe needs Ashley to be married, then bring it on. Whenever the universe needs Ashley to have kids, bring it on in. Whenever the universe needs Ashley to be here, then bring it on in. As divinely aligned, universally aligned for the upliftment and rejuvenation of all things, for myself and all things. I've awakened to a greater consciousness awareness of myself, of existence. So I have a new fervor inside of me, burning inside of me, fire inside of me, elemental, baby, glow inside of me. Where I remember my multidimensionality. And I remember my assignment to integrate my multidimensionality into this realm where we're consciously once again, because we have many times in the evolution of this ascension cycle of our humanism, we've consciously co-created with extraterrestrial interdimensional beings. We're doing it now in private sectors of our governments, in our culture, our colony. But for this understanding that we're multidimensional beings, extraterrestrial, divine beings, interdimensional beings, having an experience in a realm, an energetic realm. Energetic being a paradigm that's one of infinite paradigms that we can classify our existence as. I get to journey evolution and grow myself, remember myself, my spirit, my soul, my emotionality, my physicality, my mentality, my mental. I get to grow and evolve into different dimensions, greater dimensions of consciousness awareness, to offer my authentic frequency, to contribute to the remembrance that we are all divine. To live as multidimensional beings. How, Ashley? Co-creating openly, communicating openly as the masses, as a human culture, with extraterrestrial interdimensional beings. In a space where we're at peace with ourselves. We're no longer warring with ourselves internally, so we're no longer warring with each other. So we don't even think about warring with extraterrestrials and interdimensional beings because we're all one. I get to help contribute to the makings of this human culture. Whenever it's appropriate, I get to contribute by me being in my authentic soul's evolution into more into greater conscious awareness of my limitless potentials for the upliftment and rejuvenation of all things, balance, wellness, happiness, abundance for myself, upliftment, rejuvenation of all things as universally aligned, universally ordered. And so it is. I felt a responsibility to offer this new perspective of who I am and how I perceive reality and the state of who I am with my new awareness. I felt a responsibility to do this. Life is about evolution, growth. You always are where you are when you're supposed to be. So don't beat up on yourself. We were talking about Kingdom Things Podcast, Comedy Edition Goddess Talk. We rolled into this because I wanted to share my story. Now we're going to go ahead and channel the Druids. Oh yeah, I was healing. That's why I shared my story. Ashley, how did you get to this person? Evolution. Following my inner space, my heart space, the divine mandate over my existence. We all have divine mandates over our existence. In order to get into alignment, embody the energies of our soul, our authentic frequency, we follow our heart spaces discerningly. We heal ourselves. We love on ourselves unconditionally. We learn and grow about ourselves. Hey, soul, what do I need to know about myself today? To become who we intended to become. And our most limitless and abundant potentials beyond the paradigms of humanism or finite or limitation or space or even space and time. Beyond space and time. We're channeling the Druids today. I had the bum, bum, bum on the organ/piano. Why, Ashley? I was doing healing work in my ashram. I call my room my ashram. I was just doing healing work, baby. Meditating 80% of the time. I was meditating 80% of the time, like the last 3 years. I was doing healing work in my ashram. And I channeled the Druids. And I was like, this feels scary. The Druids are mystical beings, spiritual practitioners, right? And my soul showed me, hey, Ashley, you are a Druid in a past life or another dimension of the self. Because everything's truly happening right now. You were a Druid in a past life or another dimension of the self. And baby, you got sacrificed because you were really magical. They're like, ooh, you know, your cohorts in your Druid coven, they were like, ooh, she magical. Ooh, he magical. I don't know if I was a he or she. Ooh, they're magical, right? Ooh, they are magical. And they're like, ooh, what if we sacrifice them? Do you think we'll get their powers? I was killed by my own people trying to get my powers, right? And universal forces, I don't want to experience this again. I don't want any other human, any other being in creation to experience this again. This foolery, this tomfoolery. I don't want any other being in creation to experience this again. We are all one. What I have in me, you have in you, baby. Go find it out. And yours might look a little, your magic might look a little different. Your magic might glow a little differently, but baby, you're magical nonetheless. Your magic is needed like my magic is needed. Her magic is needed like his magic is needed. Because everyone's magic contributes to the evolution of all things. Universe, we no longer need to sacrifice ourselves or each other for evolution, for growth, for the illusion of abundance. Baby, because if you think you gotta kill somebody to be abundant, baby, you got a lot of evolution to go to really see what abundance is about. Okay? Okay, we don't need to do it anymore, universal forces. And so it is. We transcended it. We dropped that karmic chain. We dropped this karmic chain. So we're channeling the Druids today. I made peace in my past because I understand. We're all only mirrors of each other. My soul is like, hey, Ashley, reality is a classroom. So whatever that person over there is experiencing, understand that you played that role before. You played that part before. You've been in that dimension before creation. So, okay, in a past life you were murdered. Understand you murdered someone in a past life. We're dropping the predator-prey paradigm and becoming conscious, mature, spiritual beings, divine beings, galactic beings, understanding that every dimension of our creation is a mirror of a dimension of ourselves. In order to truly square away and drop the karmic baggage and garner the wisdoms and evolve into more magic, more limitless potentials, you got to take ownership, accountability that I played every role in this reality. I played every role in this reality. Hey, divine presence. let me be my limitless potentials in balance, wellness. Let me learn from the imbalance and no longer have to play the part of the imbalanced being to contribute to the wellness and upliftment, rejuvenation of all things that's universally aligned, and so it is. We're channeling the Druids today. I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and sit back and close my eyes and channel transcendentally. You're more than welcome to close your eyes as well to garner any energies and messages and wisdoms and healing frequencies that want to permeate your being to do so. I'm not a doctor. Do not substitute any information you perceive within Kingdom Things podcast or any of my content for any medical professional advice, any physician's professional advice. You're more than welcome to close your eyes to let any energies and messages permeate your being to assist you with evolving into more of your limitless nature, universally assigned with wellness, balance, ease, and grace. And so it shall be. Thank you, Druids, ahead of time. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing our presence. The Druids of the North. Ashley has channeled us and convened with us many times in her existence, not just in this lifetime. So she's well acquainted energetically to the bond in which is the Druid coven of the North. Humanity. There will be a day where we will step through the folds of space and time, the portal that is space and time, and walk your streets, drink your drinks, eat your food as interdimensional travelers, multidimensional travelers. We revel for the day as creation welcomes you, humanity, into your alignment, to the alignment that is the remembrance that you are interdimensional. As you find your way to be a multi-planetary colony, may your interdimensional travels be blessed with wellness, balance, abundance. And so it is. Thank you, Ashley. I want to thank y'all so much for joining this installment of Kingdom Things podcast with myself, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Don't be afraid to leave comments on YouTube or Spotify. Y'all are getting to know a lot about me. I'm gonna link my first channeling that I published, my first transcendental channeling. I channeled the Pleiadians as well as Jesus, my first Kingdom Things podcast meetup that I channeled. And I was so nervous and stiff. I was like, "Ooh, I really don't want to talk. I really don't want to share myself." The Pleiadians were like, "Ashley, you're gonna get over it because it's your job to share yourself." Okay, it's all of our jobs to share ourselves with the world, share our authentic frequency, share our evolution, candidly in a way that is respectful to where you are in your moment, so that we're able to learn and grow together and evolve into more wellness and balance and understand anything we're experiencing. We're not alone. We're not alone. We are one energy, baby. We are not, everything you experience, somebody else somewhere didn't experience the same thing. And as we share our experience and the wisdoms we've garnered from our experience, we get to be professors and spiritual teachers and gurus to ourselves and each other. As we all truly are on a soul level and beyond, in many dimensions of the self. On a human level, we're no longer disparaging our humanism. Humans are created to be abundant, limitless. We get to share our humans and all the dimensions that we garner through our human experience to evolve into more limitless potentials. Like this video if you're watching on YouTube. Share if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify. Follow if you're watching on Spotify. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube to assist with proliferating the Kingdom Things podcast journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth. We talked about my literature, the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It is available in the Amazon bookstore, physical copies as well as digital. If you're doing physical, it's 2 bindings. The first 2 parts, Asia's story, are in 1 binding. The third part, My Other Half, is in its own binding. We didn't talk about my other half. My other half is a twin flame divine counterpart journey home back to God inside, or embodying the authentic frequency, God presence, God is presence. One soul, two bodies, many lifetimes. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together. They will co-create a love and a life together. Which love under which story? And I want to specify my journey. It's been so beautiful and powerful. So you know there's a one soul, two bodies, and that's what my soul shared with me at the beginning of my journey. And my soul, the divine, the most high Hashem was like, this experience was always meant to, for you to garner the remembrance that you're whole within yourself. You're whole within yourself. Yeah, you have this mirror counterpart mirroring yourself to you in really abundant ways, or magnifying glass ways, so that you can rapidly evolve your presence in this reality, in this realm. To remember that you're one with all things, you're whole within yourself, you're yin yang balance, masculine, feminine balance within yourself. And you're within your monad, your limitless potential evolutionary, you're the potentials for limitless evolution within and of yourself. You are limitless potentials within and of yourself, within and of your monad. My other half, one soul, two bodies, many lifetimes. They're not supposed to co-create a love and a life together. Each paradigm, they perceive that it's not possible. They will co-create a love and a life together. Which life, under which circumstances? The book is prophetic. This is the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. Again, if you're doing paperback, it's two copies. The first two parts, Asia's story, is in one binding. The third part, My Other Half, is in its own binding. $29.98 plus tax for physical copies. If you're doing digital copies, it's 3 digital downloads, $9.99 a piece, $29.97 plus tax for the totality, the whole Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. I'm also a singer-songwriter. My music, Ashley-Nicole music, is available to stream on YouTube. I heal myself in the spirit, the soul, baby, soul, human, every dimension of myself, baby. I be healing in the spirit. And I channel the healing energies and messages into the music. I started actually recording my my production sessions live on YouTube. So subscribe to Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. I hope there's genres, lyrics, energies to help you deep dive into your inner space, to your oneness, to remember your authentic frequency, your authentic limitless potential evolutionary journey with ease and grace. As universally aligned for the upliftment and rejuvenation of yourself and all things, your ancestry and all things, and so shall it be. I also do Powwow sessions, group Powwow sessions, oneness, connection, energetic upliftment, which is available. It's a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, available to stream on YouTube for free. Powwow sessions, I call it Powwow sessions whenever I'm convening with the spirit and healing my inner space, healing my energy from the internal. I call it a Powwow session. So oneness, connection, energetic upliftment, it's the Powwow session channel. Group Powwow sessions. So we Powwow session transmissions. So like my soul's like the universal forces, the galactic forces, and beyond are like the energies beyond are like, hey, Ashley, look at this paradigm within humanism. Look at this paradigm within the galactic creation, beings of the galactic creation. I had healed this, and we're gonna channel some healing energies through you in the transmission. Don't worry about what you're gonna say. We're gonna just speak through you and channel the energies. So you and your other galactic human family and other beings of the galactic creation can heal and evolve and grow into more wellness, balance, limitless potentials as universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and rejuvenation of all things, and so shall it be. Oneness, connection, energetic upliftment, again, is available to stream on YouTube for free. I also offer one-on-one powwow sessions. It's where I channel, I allow the oneness of all things to channel through myself, healing energies and messages in which your soul, your authentic frequential patterning would like you to perceive in this moment. Whenever you order your powwow session, would like you to receive in this moment, this space and time, in order to break through karmic knots or limiting beliefs, to help you perceive more of your greater consciousness awareness, to help you garner a greater consciousness awareness of your limitless potentials, of your soul's mastery, to journey your evolution of growth into more of your limitless potentials as universally assigned, universally aligned for the upliftment and rejuvenation of all things. You're able to book your powwow session below in the Kingdom Things podcast, Healing Home Square portal. Whatever is available, have at it. I don't do many powwow sessions because I don't want to overwork myself. So whatever is available, have at it. I'm not being stingy, baby. I'm just being conscientious to my own evolution, my own experience. I also have a cooking channel on YouTube. I enjoy cooking. I really love it. It's a human experience. I really enjoy. Baby, and it's always been a soul level. Everything is a soul level thing, but I'm more consciously aware of the bond that I create and develop and the intimacy I strengthen when I cook. Whatever the ancestors tell me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish, following my heart space, this is what I put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube. We get divine revelations, we kiki, we talk, we joke. We go to the grocery store, we use mystery ingredients. We have fun. Go ahead and subscribe to Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, now available on YouTube. Lastly, but certainly not least, I want to invite you to come take part in Asia's Story, the animated series. It stems from the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel universe. It's available to stream for free on YouTube. AP Short Stories on YouTube, link below. The extrasensory interdimensional experiences in which I have that are super abundant, big, and way outside of the paradigms of limitation. These experiences I experience on a spiritual level. Everything's truly spiritual, but outside the paradigms of limitation and lack. I channel these experiences within the animated series to share these experiences with the world in a fun, lighthearted way. Asia's Story, the animated series, again, is available to stream on YouTube. AP Short Stories, the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, enjoy. I hope it helps you remember, awaken, and help you have more confidence in your divine presence, your multidimensionality, your spiritual acuity. You're not crazy. You're limitless. You're not deluded. You're not delusional. You're limitless. You're divine. You're magical. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truth. Choose give this love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you perceive, embody, be more of your limitless potentials. Limitless potentials. More of your limitless potentials. The divine spirit's like, hey, Ashley, talk a little slower on the podcast. But when I get going, I get going. Self-love is the best love because it helps you perceive, embody, be more of your limitless potentials. I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.
Divine woman, I guess it tastes like freedom. The ideology of sin we no longer.
My name is Asia, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asia, followed by the story of Asia, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my Atum's letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which I was no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on Earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore.